hayi lokhu soncitheni ubani-ke onokuziphendelela laphaya nokuthi ubani ovumelayo ukuthi kwenzekeni lapha kule ndawo yesigameko.
What is surprising, Colonel, the reason why I'm taking you through this, although it's the evidence that took place before you arrived, it's that on the crime scene where this exhibit mentioned in paragraph 9 in your report, when Sergeant Mosia from the LCRC Springs arrived at the crime scene, he inspected the crime scene. He did not find the bullet on top of the cupboard, and he left the crime scene. There is evidence that there are people who accessed the crime scene, including members of the SAPS, and only on the following day that this exhibit was recovered on top of the cupboard, which raises some concern.
I don't know whether it's correct to say that Constable Musia did not find the bullet. You know, he said he realized that the scene is of such a magnitude that he needs help, and that he then summoned the necessary help.
Can I rephrase, my lord? The exhibit was not recovered at the first time when the first police attended the crime scene. I was singling out Sergeant Mosia because it's the one from the LCRC. That bullet was not recovered when the first police entered the crime scene and inspected the exhibit. It was not recovered, but it was only recovered on the following day, after the scene had been accessed by members of the public and the police officers.
Kodwa-ke emva kwaloko-ke ingasatholanga inhlangu ngelanga elilandelayo kwaba khona abantu abakwazi ukungena lapha ku-crime scene. Kodwa-ke inhlamvu lena iyakwazi ukuthi itholakale ngosuku olulandelayo. Uthini-ke ngalokho?
My lord, it happens in some occasions that when you go to a crime scene, you inspect the crime scene, as Lucia said, you inspected the crime scene, and you don't see all the exhibits. The next day, maybe you can, when you start processing your crime scene, you'll see a lot of exhibits which you missed the previous day.
Yenza-ke ukuthi ngosuku lokuqala usufikile lapha uzama ufuna ungakutholi, kodwa ngelandelayo musaqhubeka ukulungula lapho ukwazi ukuyithola i-exhibit.
And then, thank you, Colonel. Another aspect that I wanted to cover, I was dealing with the integrity of these two exhibits and the circumstances under which they were recovered, which raises doubts whether they were real exhibits, especially the one recovered from on top of the cupboard, which was recovered on the following day. And also the firearm that was received in an open seal bag and not processed throughout the ballistic system. Okay, do you get my point?
Kukhona-ke ukungabaza ngifanele ngikubeke lana ukuthi-ke okokuqala kukhona le nhlamvu le engatholakalanga ngalolu suku lokuqala ngiyobheka lapha, futhi-ke nesibhamu esalethwa wasithola sisesikhwameni esivulekile, nokuthi-ke le exhibit lena ayizange ifakwe ku-admin system yakuzwisa konke lokho.
My lord, I don't see anything wrong in both two instances.
Angiboni lutho olubi ngalezinto ezikhulunywe ngazo.
Okay. Lastly, Colonel, what I want to clarify from you as a specialist, is it a duty of the specialist or it's a duty of any member of the South African Police Service to go and take measurements from the suspects?
Manje umsebenzi yino wochwepheshe ukuthi bayokala abasolo.
My lord, it depends on what examination or investigations you are doing. If you only need the height of the person or anything, any member from the LCRC who can take measurements can do that.
Hayi kufunekutheni yini esizama ukuyithola kodwa ke uma ukuthi sifuna nje ubude umuntu noma umuphi osenze LCRC angakwazi ukwenza lokho.
In cases where it's ballistic related, you need an analyst or specialist to do the measurements, not just an event.
Kodwa masikhuluma ngezinto ezithintelana ne-ballistic udinga umuntu owuchwepheshe ukuthi ahambe ayokwenza ayokala lento afanele ayikale.
Can you unpack it for me? How is it ballistically related, taking the measurements from the accused person? Maybe this.
Awuchazeke ukuthi kuhambelana kanjani ne-ballistic ukuthi uyothatha ubude bomsolo.
But in instances where we have a bullet trajectory, we want to determine the height of a person. Can the person of this height be able to shoot in this position? Then we need to have the measurements of the persons.
Kwesinye isikhathi masifuna ukwazi ukuthi ke inhlamvu lena ihambe kanjani, fanele sihlole ukuthi umuntu onobude obungaka angakwazi yini ukudubula inhlamvu ezohamba ngalendlela.
Because the measurement will be related to the bullet trajectory that was recovered at the scene.
Ngoba ke lokho ke kuzofanele kuhambelane nalenhlamvu lena etholakale endaweni yesigameko.
But how can you be able to determine that when you do not know the position of the person who was firing shot?
Lo ungakwazi kanjani?
Because it may not that he was standing. Am I correct?
Lo uzokwazi kanjani ke ukuthi ungazi ukuthi wayeme kanjani lo muntu wayedubula mhlawumbe ubemile mhlawumbe eguqile.
My lord, you look at the position of your entrance bullet wound, the height of the bullet, it will give you the correct trajectory.
Manje
And
ubheka
you will
ke
know how this person was standing.
manje uzobheka ukuthi inhlamvu lena ingene kanjani ngenqebe engene ngalo nokuthi iphume kanjani ngenqebe inhlamvu lena iphume ngalo ukuze ukwazi ukuthi uhlaziye ukuthi lo muntu lona ubeme kanjani medubula.
And then how will then assist the findings? Your findings now. How will that information assist the findings in the findings now?
Manje uma usuthole lolo lwazi lingakusiza kanjani ke ekutheni uthole lo mphumela wakho.
When we are examining now the exhibits.
My lord, it assists me in doing a crime scene reconstruction. When you do an incident reconstruction, if a person has been shot, you need to be able to place the deceased in the crime scene, the position where he was and how he was standing. So it helps a lot when you do that.
Lokho kuyasiza ekutheni ngibuyise ukuthi ke lobugebengu mebenzeka benzeke kanjani nokuthi ke ngikwazi ukuthi wayeme kuphi olimele uma ngelesi sikhathi ke edutshuka.
Colonel, I also put it to you with the due respect that taking measurements from the accused persons is solely the duty of any general member of the SAPS, and you were not supposed to go and conduct that part of the investigation.
Beyakwena ukuthi ke ukuyokala ubude bomsolwa kungenziwa noma iliphi iphoyisa bengaphuqeleli ukuthi kube wena ohamba uyokala umsolwa.
If I had to determine the position of the shooter, not looking at the height of the shooter, I won't be able to do that. And if anybody can do that, the measurements and send them to me, I won't use them. I want to do my own measurements so that I can link that to my investigation or to my trajectory.
Yaphoqelela ukuthi ke ngihambe ngiyozikalela ukuze ngithole lo lwazi elidinga ukusebenza uma kuthunyelwe omunye ukuthi ayokala lapha ngeke ngikwazi ukusebenzisa le ndlela akale ngayo.
And I put it to you, Colonel, that when you were doing the examination in paragraph 9, You were no longer objective after having done that investigation which you were not supposed to do. You had an added interest. And that is why after receiving the first negative results in paragraph 6, you did not stop. You ended up by going to the police station and book out another exhibit to come and force the results that you came in conclusion in this report.
Ngingekusho-ke kwena ukuthi-ke emva kokuthi-ke uthole lo mphumela owutholile lapho ku-paragraph 6 waqhubeka waya le emaphoyiseni wayofuna lesi esinye isibhawu yokhipha esinye isibhawu ngoba ubusuchemile.
My Lord, I was objective in this matter from the beginning until the end.
Cha bengingachemile kusuka ekuqaleni kokusenza nganomsebenzi ngize ngiyofika ekugcineni.
But the fact speaks for itself. Thank you, my Lord. I have no further questions.
Okay.